Hello. Whew. It's that time. Helpmeet time. I'm ready. I just want to know, are you all ready? It's Wednesday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and what does that mean? It's our time to decree and declare we are helpmeets that are suitable. And when we're helpmeets that are suitable, we got to spend some time studying to show ourselves approved. So when you come in, you decree, you declare, I'm a helpmeet suitable. And I'm sipping. So you tell me what you're sipping. I like to know. And who's having sparkling juice with me? I get excited about sparkling juice. I've been good this week. I haven't had any sparkling juice since Sunday. So you all are with me when I'm starting my whole next level sparkling juice. All right, so today I'm having sparkling cider. You all remember at holiday time they had these beautiful bottles, and guess who purchased quite a few? Yeah, me. I purchased quite a few because you can't get them all the time, and sparkling cider is so amazing. This is by Welch's. Welch's did a beautiful thing with the bottles. Now you can get this sparkling cider in a regular green bottle. It's like a black bottle in your grocery stores mostly. Don't forget, sparkling juice is usually at the top or at the very bottom. I'm just saying. So who's having sparkling juice with me? It's got a sweet apple flavor, this one. So it's one of my favorites. I kind of say that a lot. This is one of my favorites because they're kind of all a little bit more like my favorites. So I'm a Helpmate Suitable, and I'm Yvette Benton of Gerald and Yvette Ministries. Somebody's having sparkling white grape. Cheers to sparkling juice. Trying it during our Helpmeet time, so I'm excited for you. But whatever you're drinking, make sure you're drinking something. No big deal. But this one's really, really good. Sparkling blush. Come on, Katari. All right, so today it's kind of a layover or a part 2 to our King's Prayer. If you did not participate or watch on replay this week's King's Prayer, I believe you missed a whole download. So on Tuesday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we come together as helpmeets and pray over our kings. We specifically take that time to pray over our kings. It's something God showed me how to do because he said I was spending most of my prayer time just complaining and whining and talking bad about him. So he was going to teach me how to truly pray for my king, to truly intercede for my king. So this week, God's target, because that's what we do, we ask God, what does our king need? What does he want us to pray? And this week's target was pray for his palace. Yeah, not his home, his palace. And he made sure we understood what a palace really was. So at the end of the prayer, I really felt a need to do a little more. So I figured during Sips and Tips, maybe for a little while, ladies, I felt a little something after prayer. Like we were in agreement, but we were struggling a little bit. Let's just be honest. We did not agree with what God was showing us. It just was a lot. It was a download. So if you missed the prayer, go back and watch it. And if you're a little overwhelmed, I got you. Because it was a little big. It was like palace. Oh my Lord, is this a palace? And if you were truly tapped into God, I will imagine that he gave you a visual of what he wanted. And maybe, just maybe, it was a little overwhelming. So I'm canceling the spirit of being overwhelmed. Chunk it little by little, but we're going to be obedient because we want our kings to be happy. We need our kings to be at peace. We need our kings to know that we're treating them like that. So I've heard a lot from people that they've started the process. They knew exactly what God wanted. I'm so proud of you. I did some things that God was showing me, and he's giving me a couple more projects, and I'm going to work on them piece by piece because I'm going to help make that suitable. It's not about what I think my husband needs. It's about what God says our king needs. That's why we drink the sparkling juice, so we can take it. We can take it. We can do this. All right. So last Sips and Tips, we were on page 31, and we talked about being a comforter. Remember, ladies? Helpmeets, we talked about being his comfort, just like a blanket. Well, guess what? That is exactly what God brought me back to in terms of a palace. Think about it. If we're truly helping God by being our king's comforter, of course we're learning how to make the home a palace. It all goes together. Didn't even dawn on me. I'm glad y'all are with me to help me process all of this. So we've got to get it together in terms of this comforter. So God is back at it. Now, very seldom, if you follow Sips and Tips, very seldom on Sips and Tips does God kind of hold over something. So obviously this is very important to the Lord and very important to our kings. I'm just saying. So I'm on page 32, but I'm still on comforter. I'm on page 32. What? Which book? This book. Help for the Helpmeet. I'm the author of Help for the Helpmeet. We need all the help we can get, because to become suitable is no easy task. So I'm on page 32, and we talked about it. If you missed last Sips and Tips from Sunday, go back. We talked about being his comforter. But on page 32, we just continued. So if you're in your journal, make this a new entry, because you are still a comforter, but this is a new entry in your journal. It says on 32, this is an opportunity, meaning being a comforter. It's an opportunity to make love deposits, trust deposits, faith deposits into our husbands, our kings, our priest, prophet, and kings. And then it says prayerfully, the next time they face a difficult situation, they may be more willing to share their feelings and concerns. Be the comforter your king can count on. That's page 33 of Help for the Helpmeet. 32 of Help for the Helpmeet. Your palace has to be a place of comfort. His palace is a place of comfort. Think about it. That's what he is in need of. So I said I was going to share something. A few months ago, I got this visual. I got this vision. And God showed me a little corner in my house. And it didn't look like the corner in my house. Okay, so he showed me the corner in the house, but didn't look anything like the corner at the time. So I ignored it. Big mistake on my part. I didn't really process it. So he showed it to me again. I'm like, God, that's not that's my house, but that's not the corner. Holy Spirit was like, that's the point. This is what I need the corner to look like. And what he said was, Gerald is getting ready to be elevated. He's getting ready to go into a new level, a new season. And a helpmeet that's suitable has to stay in the seasons, because you're adaptable. But that's a whole nother tip. He said there are going to be some things that the enemy is going to try to use to overwhelm him. And I was like, oh no, we're not doing that. It's like, yes, calm down. You know how to pray. But some things are not just that you need to pray about them. Some things need a natural help. Y'all better sit. Some things are not just in prayer. Some things are natural. Uh-oh. I know prayer is important, but sip on this one. God showed me, said, create a corner. That corner. Show me what corner. Create a corner in the house so that when the enemy is trying to overwhelm him, he has a place to go in the house where he can be comforted. I'm like, okay, Lord. I'm not used to you giving me this type of instructions, but I'm listening. What does he need? Buy him a weighted blanket. Now, I'm not telling you that this is something you have to do specifically, like go buy a weighted blanket, go do this. What I'm saying is God will give you spiritual help and natural help to create a palace for your king. I told you on prayer, he had years ago told me to make sure what scent to have in the house. So I've been doing that. That's no problem. But I did not have this corner. But then again, if I'm suitable, I got to keep up. So he showed me a massage chair, not the chair. He showed me a corner of a couch, the type of couch he needed to have. And in the couch, there was like there's a massager, one of those things you put in the couch. He told me to buy a weighted blanket, and he told me to get a specific type of lamp. Now you're going to be like, God doesn't talk to me like that. Well, maybe because you're not listening. To be suitable, you got to listen. Maybe God told you some things and you were like, he don't need that. He don't deserve that. When you think of him as a king and God starts speaking to you, it's like, oh, that's what my king needs? I'm listening, God. So that's what I want you to do. If you don't hear what your king needs, ask God. What does he need? Make sure your heart is in position. Because when your heart is in position, oh, God can speak. And he will. But don't forget. You got to entertain the instructions. Like, oh, okay, you want me to get this for him? All right. He's not asking you to agree with him. He's not asking you if he deserves it. He's not asking you what. Just ask God and he'll tell you. So I got a massager. I got a different kind of light. I got a weighted blanket. That weighted blanket came in the mail. My priest, prophet, and king was like, what is this? I never heard of this. I don't need this. I said, okay, no problem. I'll just hold it. That's a whole sip and tip. Did you hear what I just said? Okay, no problem. I'll just hold it. Somebody got blessed right there. I know what God said. I'm not about to argue with my king. So I left it. I sat it aside. And one day, when he was having a little extra, getting a little anxious, I was like, well, let me lay here with this on. And he was like, well, what is it? It's a weighted blanket. It's supposed to help calm you, keep you quiet. I put it on. He was like, ooh, where did this come from? Oh, I ordered it for you. Sit twice. Somebody better write in their journal. Someone better write in their journal. I'm not saying it has to be a weighted blanket. I'm saying listen, and maybe he won't receive it the first time. Don't get tricked by the devil. Like, oh, he didn't even want it. I just wasted my money. I'm not buying you anything. See, I tried to do something nice for you. That's not a king. That's not treating him like a king. You treat him like a king. No problem. I'll just put it over here. I waited for Holy Spirit. Bring it on in. I brought it in and he was like, this is nice. Do you know? He's been telling all his other PPK friends about his what? His weighted blanket in his corner with his massage chair and his special light because he's comfortable there. That's his special corner. We don't sit in that corner. Nobody sits over there because it's for the king. Now, maybe you don't want to treat your man like that. But maybe, just maybe, if you did, he'll treat you like a queen. I'm just saying, this tips, sips, and tips from my corner. There are some things in the natural that you need to do. And then there are people who will write me and say, well, my husband's not here, or I'm not married yet. Get yourself ready. A helpmeet is prepared. A helpmeet is listening. A helpmeet is ready, no matter what. So there may be things that you can do now just to make sure you're listening, just to make sure you're praying. Can you take instructions from God and just work with them and not argue, not complain, no back and forth? Other people would say, oh, I'm just going to tell him how I feel. Go right ahead. You do you. I'm going to treat him like a king because that's what God said. I didn't like it at first, but trust me, God is pleased. Really pleased. And as I treated him like a king, God knew he could trust me with instructions. As I treated him like a king, God knew he could trust me with instructions. So guess what? We're still on comfort. we're going to stay on comfort as long as God says so. Because maybe the kings aren't feeling comfortable in their palaces. And that's something we can easily do. Easily do. How hard was that? It was not hard. It just took obedience. It took obedience. And then when I brought it, it took a little patience, and I was able to tame my tongue. All those are Helpmeet tips. We've had them before. You got this. So I'm Yvette Benton, and I'm a Helpmeet Suitable. And I love our Helpmeet time when we get together and I give you some tips right out of my book, Help for the Helpmeet. Now this tip isn't in the book. Comforter is in the book. Ask God, how can you make your king's palace what it needs to be? I'm a comforter. Just make that the declaration for the day. I'm a comforter. Ask God, what does he need for comfort? Because trust me, I would not have come up with that. Not my thing. He wouldn't have come up with that. He didn't know. But God knew exactly what he needed to put me ahead of the devil, ahead of the assignment, ahead of the demonic plots and plans that the enemy had for my king. Oh no, I'm going to pray and I'm going to do some things in the natural. This one was in the natural. But guess what? It had advantages in the spirit realm. So I'm loving it. You're declaring I'm a comforter. Ask God how to make that home a palace for your priest, prophet, and king. Thanks for joining me. Woo! Excited about Welch's sparkling juice. This is apple cider sparkle. Apple cider sparkle. I'm going to finish this. And I'm going to talk to God for a little while. Then it's time for a midnight prayer for the Helpmeet Army. You know, I get excited about Helpmeet Army praying because, you know, they just make my day. So if you're looking for a mentor or a mentoring group, just get the information on our website. Might be for you. Check it out. And there's other resources on GeraldandYvette.com. Go by the website, check it out. See if there's a resource that you might need. We have webinars, books, all kinds of information. I'll see you soon. We'll be back Sunday at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for more sips and tips. And don't forget, Friday. We'll be on Friday Night by the Fire around 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But those who want to, I'm going to be revealing which of my lashes, because you know I'm an ambassador for a lash company, 3lbychanel.com. So I'll be revealing which of the lashes won the contest. You can still vote. If you didn't see that broadcast, go back on my page. I tried some different lashes. They're going to name one after me, and I'm excited about that. So 3L by Chanel is having a contest. You can email your votes. Go on my page to get the information, and I'll be revealing which lash won and debuting a new product. So I'll see you guys around 7:15 if you want to come to my lash party. And then we'll be at Friday Night by the Fire at 8. See you soon.